Today is the beginning of day 2. It's actually lunchtime. This morning I had a costume fitting, which was super cool. I've never had a professional house costume fitting, which is very serious business. Like, you get there early, they have it down to a science. So I have 2 costumes for this production because in one scene I am an upper class bourgeoisie sort of person. And the other, I am like a milkmaid. I had both fittings and it went perfectly well. So yeah, I went to the fitting and I spent most of this morning actually calling insurance companies. If I could think of one torture device for anyone ever, it's calling an insurance company, because I'm a health insurance company specifically, because I thought, you know, okay, I have it dealt with. I called Obamacare, like the healthcare.gov, a while ago. I made it so that my coverage would begin October 1st. And I get here, and I've received nothing from them in the mail. Like, I asked the healthcare.gov people, I was like, do I need to call Aetna? That's my insurance company. I was like, do I need to call them and make sure everything's like okay? And they were like, no, I mean, like, you're completely good to go. I mean, you'll get a bill in the mail for your premiums per month, and then, you know, once you pay that, you get your card. So I was like, how can I sign in and make a payment if I don't have a member number yet because I haven't paid the invoice? Like, how do I pay? I want to give you my money. I want to have insurance. How do I do that? They're like, oh, you can pay over the phone right now. I'm like, great, let's do that. So I pay over the phone, and they're like, okay, you know, I was like, so how long does this take to go in effect? They're like, well, now you've made the payment, so you could go see a doctor tomorrow. I was like, great, I have an appointment tomorrow. That's fantastic. They did not mention, however, which is typical, that I need a primary care doctor. And I've been through this before, so I knew. I was like, listen, I know I need a primary care doctor. So once I talked to Sarasota, they have connections to doctors here, so they can get us in fast. And, you know, they know them, and they put singers in there, and they've had good experiences, all that kind of stuff. So Sarasota found a doctor that was in my network and that they trust. And so they made an appointment tomorrow morning because I gave them the go-ahead. I was like, yeah, this doctor and tomorrow will be fine. So then I call my insurance back to say, okay, I have an appointment tomorrow with this doctor. I'd like to make them my primary care so that, you know, because they didn't say anything. Of course, they didn't say anything again because they're like trying to trip you up. This has happened so many times. I've had several different insurance companies because of all my moving for school and stuff. And they never tell you you need a primary care doctor to go see a doctor. So if you change insurance ever, you need to set up a primary care doctor first before you see anybody. Even if you go to the hospital, you need a primary care doctor. Just make someone up. You know, like, go on there, find a random person and say, this is my primary care doctor. And then you can change them or whatever, and just have somebody on the list. Because if you don't and you go to a doctor, they're gonna fine you up the wazoo. They're not fine you, but like, you have to pay for the visit like you're not insured, which is ridiculous because they're in network. It's so stupid. That's my potato. I made a sweet potato for lunch. Anyway, so I call up and I'm like, you know, getting all my ducks in a row. I'm like, I'd like this person to be my primary care doctor. I'd like to see them tomorrow. You know, I've paid my premium. I know my card's in the mail, but I have my member number now, so I can just give that to them. And they're like, oh, actually, you can't see a doctor because, number one, today's Columbus Day, so your bank isn't going to process the payment until tomorrow, and by the time we receive it tomorrow, we have to, like, verify it, so you can't see anybody for at least 48 hours. I was like, I just spoke to somebody else, and they said that it was already processed, and they said, oh, no, like, usually takes about 48 hours. I'm like, so I can't see anybody? Number one, you don't tell me what to do. You don't tell me that I need to call you and pay you before I can get any sort of information from you. And then you tell me I can't make a payment today and see a doctor tomorrow. I hate health insurance companies. I hate them because they just no one ever knows all the facts. And you call 3 different times and they tell you 3 different sets of information. And it just drives me insane and it stresses me out so much. So I'm just having kind of a rotten day ever since I called them. I had a great fitting and then I called them and I'm just like, So I called them. They said, no, you can't see somebody tomorrow, but you could call tomorrow and see when your payment's processed. Like, call towards the end of the business day, check to see if your payment is processed, and you could go see someone in the morning on Wednesday. So now I had to call Sarasota back and say, can we change my appointment to Wednesday? And like, they spent all this time trying to get me in as soon as possible, and of course that was tomorrow, and then now I'm like, oh, I can't go tomorrow, so it's just, and now I have to find a new ride. It's just ridiculous. It's so stupid. So, and then I had a rehearsal just now for one of the concert numbers, and that went fine. And now we're having our lunch break, and I think I have like 45 minutes left, and I really, really want to get my vlog completely finished, edited, the Arizona vlog, the 2 and 3, done and edited and exported tonight. So I'm going to do a bunch of editing right now while I'm on lunch break. And we're going to go set up our internet after. Then we have a rehearsal from 2:30 to 4:30 on La Boheme with the principals. That's exciting. So I'm going to hear the Mimi and the Musetta and all those people. And then, so 2:30 to 4:30 we have rehearsal. Then we're going to go buy internet because we weren't given Wi-Fi with our housing. So we're going to go get internet, hopefully, and set it up before rehearsal at 7. So then we have rehearsal from 7 to 10 of staging. We'll be on the stage and setting up positions for things, which is exciting. And then I get home and hopefully, well, the Opera House is open until 11 and that has Wi-Fi. So I may stay late after rehearsal and use the Wi-Fi and upload the vlogs. We'll see how much I can get edited now and in my other break. So that's what's going on. It's a little bit of good, a little bit of, you know, resting bitch face. So that's what's happening. All right, I'll check in later. And I want to remember to show you the walk to the Opera House from my apartment. There's some construction, so it's not as pretty as it could be, but it's a really, I'm in downtown Sarasota, like close to the beach, in the middle of downtown. It's a really awesome place. So I'll walk you through there. All right, see you later. Hello. So I am walking to rehearsal right now for our final rehearsal in the evening. I want to show you, this is our walk. Here is the Sarasota, what's it called? The Florida Studio Theater. This is a lovely little theater. Ah, yes. And unfortunately, there's a lot of construction going on here. But you can see that otherwise it would be a very lovely place. Here is the walkway to the Opera House. We are having staging rehearsal for the first time tonight from 7 o'clock to 10 o'clock. I have my score here and some sticky notes and pens and pencils and I have a rehearsal skirt on. You see it? Woo! They make you wear something that you can pretend you're in a large gown so that you know, it's like feels like you're really rehearsing, you're not wearing like pants or shorts or something, that it feels like you're always going to be wearing a dress when you're in this mindset, you know, once you get in character. So here is the Opera House. You see the sign? Here we are, Opera House. Check that out. That's us, La Boheme. Yay! So now, we just keep going down the street here. And look at that! Sarasota Opera House. I'm here. I told you it's a quick little walk. Right when I started this clip, I was walking from my apartment, and now, within 30 seconds, I am here walking into the stage entrance. So, here we go. And look at this little garden. Isn't this cute? Little fountain. Little face. Pretty nice. Look at that sky. Crystal clear. So nice. Alright. Bye guys. Hello. So I am finally home from our first staging rehearsal. It was till 10 p.m. and first thing this morning was like 10:30, so it's been a very long day. And tomorrow is just as long, with lots of... The thing is, we don't necessarily work 8-hour days, like, straight, but we have lots of... I probably only have, like, combined, like, 6.5 hours of actually being required to be somewhere, but it's spread out throughout, like, 12 hours. Like, I have to be somewhere 10 and then I have to be somewhere till 10, but there are breaks in between, so it's like you have a little bit of recharge time in the middle of the day, but at the same time you're on for so long that it's very, very long days. But I'm just ready to start kind of feeling better. I had a doctor's appointment. I ranted about this earlier, so I had a doctor's appointment for tomorrow. There were insurance issues and bank issues, but I think that they should be sorted out by tomorrow, and I hope, and I have a new appointment scheduled for Wednesday, and I hope that will be fine. And I'm just ready to start having my voice back. I've been able to sing. I haven't like had any, like I haven't lost my voice or anything, but it's just not fully there because I have an infection that's kind of dripping mucus onto my vocal cords, so that just creates some swelling and it's just not pleasant to sing with. But yeah, another full day tomorrow. We had the youth opera come sing with us or rehearse with us tonight. It was so nice, like singing with young kids again, because they just brought a lot of energy to the rehearsal, and we have like fake daughters and sons and fake husbands and wives and all of that in this one scene. And this little girl, I didn't even know her name, we hadn't even spoken, and she walks over to me and I'm sitting in a chair and she's like my height standing while I'm sitting in a chair. And I'm sure she thinks I'm like 35 years old or something because she's tiny and I'm, a grown woman in her eyes. And she just starts braiding my hair. Like, we're just sitting in rehearsal and she's just like starts braiding my hair and just like playing with my hair. It's like I'm her big sister or something. It was really cute. And so we don't get weekends off, but we do get one day off a week usually, hopefully. So they already told us that probably next Sunday will be our day off. And I think we only get a few in these whole 5 weeks, but I was talking to someone else yesterday and they were saying that they wanted to go to Disney World, which, if you know me, I want to go to Disney World. So I'm hoping to get that organized and find someone with a car and make a trip out of our day off to go to Disney World, because that would be amazing. And I'm in Florida. Hello. And it's not in like peak season to go to the park, so it's perfect. It's like nice, cool temperatures for Florida in October, November. Low crowds. I'm totally going. Alright, anyway, I'm going to start winding down. Thanks for joining me in another day here, and I'll see you tomorrow. Okay. Good night, friends.